Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the new thriller Walden, which is from writer-director Mick Davis, who previously worked on some films that I don't have a whole lot of knowledge of, but this smaller time thriller is starring the likes of Emile Hirsch and Shane West, of all people. Emile Hirsch, who's really digging around in those made-for-VOD type thrillers and action films and crime thrillers. And you have him playing Walden Dean, who's a stenographer who finds out that he's probably gonna die. And that's really scary for him, and he winds up taking into his own hands, trying to be the executioner of all the evil people that are getting off in the court system. And I think Emile Hirsch is doing a big enough performance that stands out, makes it interesting enough for this kind of interesting, low-budget kind of thriller here that, like, okay, the concept's potentially interesting, but it does just kind of turn into, like, a by-the-numbers vigilante story. But you have Shane West, who... It's cool seeing people like Josh Hartnett and stuff like that coming back around and getting some big chances to shine. I don't think Shane West really does it for me here. Tanya Raymond, who had been on Lost way back when. She's one of the other detectives. I think one of the big character actor moments in this film is David Keith of Major League 2 fame, and he's the judge, and I really liked his performance and what he brought to the table. But in general, I think this is kind of just a little small-scale, southern kind of schlocky thriller where it's trying to meddle with this vigilante justice idea, this gray area of justice. And I don't know how fresh or interesting or different this particular film tackles those themes and ideas. It becomes a thing where it's just if you're enjoying what Emile Hirsch is delivering in this role, I think you'll have a fun time with it. There's just a lot of characters that aren't particularly interesting, don't have a whole lot of depth around him, and Walden's just this, more of an idea of this justice, this death wish kind of character, except in a quirky, weird little stenographer in a bow tie who gets violent and starts massacring people. But in the end, I think this had a lot bigger ideas than it wound up being in terms of execution. But, wow, did not mean to do that. But I do think that this film delivers some interesting thriller moments, and maybe it's enough to pique your interest if you're really into the genre. But those are my thoughts on Walden. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.